How do you react to that?
Well, you know, they call you KKK. They did me. I think it's honor, right?
It
means we're doing something.
Just so the right people are doing
it.
It
means we're doing it.
We now interrupt this mainstream media network to bring you a hip-hop service announcement. Please stand by. For the first time in Arizona hip-hop history, we are uniting as one. Time to plan, time to stand, time to use our hands. Time to plan, time to stand, time to use our hands. Because it's bigger than hip-hop. This is hip-hop versus Arpaio, and this is where we stand. Hip-hop is the people's voice, no matter the language or land. Hip-hop has always been the voice of the people, so when our community is under attack, what do? Stand up, fight back. From the style of our sneakers to the thoughts that spark our mind, building our community, resisting injustice is what you'll find.
Peace. This is TC Islam, the son of Africa Bambaataa, for the almighty Zulu Nation, the father of the hip-step, drum and bass, jungle, all that. And on November 6th, hip-hop versus Arpaio. Sheriff Joe, you gotta go. Sheriff Joe, you gotta go. Get out of here. Get out of here. Sheriff Joe, you gotta go. Let's go.
¿Quién no está cansado de una frontera que cuestiona, de un Arpaio racista y un Obama que traiciona? Ya sabes el problema, no hay que mencionarlo. Presiona, tú eres el pueblo.
I think he's a fascist megalomaniac. I think he's absolutely horrifying. I think he's racist. I think he's bigoted. And I think that if he had his way, that there'd be a lot more people locked up in his concentration camps than he likes to fancy being prisons. I think we all have a responsibility to get these people out of office. Our entire political structure needs an enema. and Joe Arpaio is no exception. Jan Brewer. We've got some really scary people in office. Joe Arpaio he's bloodthirsty. He's a real threat to humanity. We've all got a lot to lose right now. And we've got a lot to gain right now. And, you know, our front line is November 6th. And if we can make change on November 6th in our political structure, we can move forward from there. And if somehow these monsters manage to get re-elected on November 6th, we've all got huge, dark responsibility in that. We have to.
My name's Orlando Arenas, stencil artist. Hip Hop versus Arpaio. This November 6th, Joe gots to go.
From 2004 through November 2007, Arpaio was a target of 2,150 lawsuits in the U.S. District Court and hundreds more in the Maricopa County courts. That's more than 50 million in claims being filed, 50 times as many prison condition lawsuits as New York City, L.A., Chicago, and Houston jail systems combined.
Why do you think it's important for the community to come together and work on removing Arpaio?
Because, as we all know, he might have power, he might have 1.3 million behind him, but we have the people. And in the end, that's all that matters. So building this community is all we need. And we need to keep building it, because that is how we are going to, that is how we're going to abolish this ivory tower Arpaio's in. By people power.
My name is Emiliano Uranga. I was born and raised in Long Beach, California. I'm with the Miguel Contreras Foundation that works out of LA with the Los Angeles County Federation of Labor, and we're out here helping our brothers and sisters trying to fight with the Adios Arpaio campaign.
So, coming here from California to over here in Solidarity, tell me a little bit about your experience here in Arizona. And why specifically you are here to remove Arpaio? What impacts this?
You know, why we're here is because just for that, we're here in solidarity to help our brothers and sisters. And the fact that, you know, we have people coming from all up and down the coast in California and another state to help Arizona and the people here just shows you that it's very important that Arizona is headed in the wrong direction. And we need to help it go into the right direction. And we really believe in human rights, and we believe in workers' rights, and we think that, you know, we're defending our right to be individuals and to openly express ourselves, regardless of what we look on the outside.
Why do you think it's important for people to come together, especially during this critical time, to remove Arpaio?
Well, because Arpaio, he's trying to break us apart, and you know, when anyone's trying to break up your family, you have to huddle together and grip a little bit harder, that much more. And and the fact that all these other organizations from outside of Arizona are coming together, I think that sends a really strong message to the community that one man isn't just one man's evilness and lack of morals is not going to break us apart. We're going to stand next to each other and defend ourselves and our rights.
This is Dare, EMT Colt, 1810 AOM BLS, Street Rider. This is Hip Hop versus Arpaio. On November 6th, Joe gots to go.
Hey, Mr. Brown Man, it must have gone mad. Overdosing on a power boy, you must have gone bad. They put your lights out. Can you see your rights now?
Cops view me as a threat just because of the way I look, and Arpaio is allowing the law enforcement officers to go ahead and step in and put out whatever BS right that they think they have to jump in and judge somebody. That's not what this is about. This is America. America's about freedom. 1 in 3 houses is full of somebody that's a hip-hop fan or associated in hip-hop in one way or another. That ranges from tattoos to paintings to dance crews to schools. It touches everywhere.
Hello, this is Mimi from Womazing.com. November 6th, Hip Hop versus Arpaio. Joe's got to go.
Alright, John Blaze. How have you seen Arpaio impact the community?
I've seen it impacted negatively. I mean, going around with the raids and everything. I mean, I understand there may be people here illegally, but at the end of the day, you're scaring people and you're pulling away families. And without family, what do we have? So at the end of the day, if someone's here illegally and it's a criminal and doing something illegal, robbing people, stealing, putting citizens in danger, then yeah, get them out of here. But not everybody is bad, man. People just trying to get out here and make some money to feed their family. That's all they're trying to do.
Do you think that by uniting as a hip-hop culture, we can remove Arpaio from office?
Almost definitely. It's been proven before. I mean, Russell Pierce is out of here, ain't he? Yes. Matter of fact, in 2010, myself and about 12 other Arizona MCs, we came together and we showed what unity was about because we spoke out against SB 1070. And I'm not trying to say that we had anything to do, with the whole of it being, banned and all that. Obviously it's back, but there for a time, we did make a voice. I had ABC News in my studio. We had Fox News. We were on Channel 3. Hip hop is a voice, and that's what we need to use it for. Something like that, speaking out against something that's just it's unjust.
This is Mouse Powell from the Blunt Club and Avenue of the Arts Crew. Hip Hop versus Arpaio. November 6th, Joe has got to go.
Bigger than hip hop, so we plan together. It's bigger than hip hop, so we rise together. It's bigger than hip hop, so we fight together.
Who needs to vote are the children that are actually 18 and over. Those are the people that are going to make the change. Do it.
Marco, man, what are your thoughts on Arpaio, man, its tactics and terrorism in the community?
You know what? I've been one since who knows when, since I was 11 years old. I'm 30 years old, still representing and all that. And to be honest, I was an illegal immigrant till a year ago. And I know all the young kids and other kids are going through the frustration, walking out, being scared and all that. I was one of them. No one understands till you actually sit in their shoes. And for me, the major thing to do is I got away from all that, violence, gangs, drinking and all that. So I put my whole mind, being a b-boy, dancing, calling other cats out. That was my battlefield, that was my fight right there. So now being, a full, resident, I'm not a full U.S. citizen, but a full resident. Other than that, all the kids that don't have a document and all that, keep walking. Don't have him hold you back. There's laws. If he stops you, there's laws. Don't be scared. Call him out. That's all you got to do. Don't be scared.
This is Maldito Ángel. I work with Una Tierra and Comités de Defensa del Barrio. This is Hip Hop versus Arpaio. And on November 6th, Joe's got to go.
Living in a world of fear, so scared to share it. Can you blame them when they sing for his demise? They sing it, they go, I shot the sheriff, but it was in self-defense.
My name is Jason Odner. This is Hip Hop versus Arpaio. And on the 6th, Joe's got to go.
Come me a little bit about that. Over the last couple of years, as a small business owner here in Phoenix, Arizona, how has SB 1070 and Joe Arpaio impacted the community?
You know, on 16th Street where my restaurant is located, it used to be on Sunday afternoon, you could almost, you couldn't even drive. You had to drive really slow because there was so many pedestrians and foot traffic, families walking with their kids to the store, and little girls in their Sunday best, you know, dresses, and even balloon vendors and vendors on the street. Now, I mean, I see a family going back to where they live, but everything has changed like that. You know, I'm documented. I have papers, and I have to say that I'm not comfortable. I have to think twice. Did I leave my wallet? Is my wallet with me? So I can't imagine having that fear if you even look a little extra brown than I do, or a little bit more like Mexicano. I had to write a letter that said in 2010, we had a law happen that said a lot of fear, and there was a lot of protests in Arizona, and people stopped coming. Therefore, my income dropped by half. Now, I'm a Californian, you know. I thought once I left Cali that, oh, there's nothing like Cali. Oh, I told you, I came here broken, and Arizona healed me. So my heart belongs to Arizona. And because my heart belongs to Arizona, so does my soul. So I need to work to make Arizona a better place. I've actually convinced my family to move here. Okay, so and when I moved them here, everything started to crumble with Arizona politics, and they came back and said, "What's this place that you asked us to move to?" You know. What can I say? Yes, I'm embarrassed. I forgot to tell you about the racist sheriff and backwards politics, you know. You know, you come from a progressive state, you know, so, and we're just neighbors. And the thing is, so many people here from so many other places that are progressive and conservative. And you know what? My mother was very conservative. My mother's a Jehovah's Witness. And if we can get along and work together, I know we can get along with conservative folks, right? Being conservative doesn't make Sheriff Joe okay.
Is there anything that you would like to say to encourage the community to get involved, or to not be afraid, just to continue the movimiento?
El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. Y si tú no puedes, yo puedo por ti. You know? So, si alguien no va a venir a mi restaurante porque yo dije que el sheriff es un racista, una persona que odia, punto y se acabó. Lo hago por la gente que no puede hablar, que no tiene voz. You know, ¿y qué soy yo? Una negociante. A mí lo que me importa es el dinero de mi negocio, right? What's important to me is that my employees could feed their families and live a standard of life that they've accustomed to working for me. And when people stop coming, you know, when people stop coming, it affects them, and that's what's important to me. But with great success comes great responsibility, and those of us who are given a platform, you know, like, who cares, right? I'm a chef. Who cares what I think? But if you're listening to this, you might care. And if they're asking me, I'm saying it, you know, this is wrong, downright, no other way of saying it, it's wrong y se acabó. Y basta. Ya, basta con las estupideces que pasó.
I'm Miss Robs. This is Hip Hop versus Arpaio, and November 6th, Joe gots to go.
I swear it.
The separating families causing kids' eyes a tear. La Bruja de John Brewer, E.A.E. with Russell Pierce.
What's cracking, AZ? This is Chopper, also known as DJ Chopper with Chop Entertainment. November 6th, Hip Hop versus Arpaio. Joe gots to go.
Why do you think Joe Arpaio needs to be removed from office?
Arpaio needs to be removed from office because he's getting away with too much, and it's like the people that are supposed to check him aren't, so if the voters and the people can pretty much do their part, at the very least, it's like the last resort before people wind up packing up or moving out. I mean, he needs to basically move out of office. Otherwise, personally, none of my family members are going to want to come down here and visit me.
In this year, in particular, we can vote him out of office.
It's like we can unite, we can not unite, but I think voting is pretty much very, very crucial to getting him out of office. So at least spreading the word and at least having that motivation, those constant reminders as to why he needs to not be a part of the NCSO. And like the rebuilding that can be done without him, I mean, I think that's very important for people to stand up behind. And Phoenix has a pretty large population. I mean, there's people, I mean, he's still getting a lot of support from people, at least in like East Mesa, like parts, various parts of that sort. So, like, apathy is basically not the answer. So uniting would be ideal, at least. Uniting or voting them out would be ideal.
Hey, what's up? This is the Brain from CC Beats, November 6th, Hip Hop versus Arpaio. Joe's got to go.
Every time we give them an inch, they run with it. Don't let it slide. Consider this business unfinished.
Overall, I mean, it's important that in our community that we unify in order to create a bigger movement for all of us, whether you be young or old. We all have to live in this environment, so the only way for us to change this environment and make it somewhere that we can all accept and be proud of is for us to join forces together. And I feel that that's really important, and that's the only way to do it. I mean, you can't fight the system unless you're unified as a whole.
This is Mystic Blue with Hip Hop versus Arpaio, and on November 6th, Joe's got to go.
Verbo autónimo. Dinos cómo Joe Arpaio ha impactado la comunidad que trabajas y vives.
Pues creo que la comunidad es todas las personas que convivimos en un mismo lugar, ya sea una misma ciudad o lo que sea, aunque no lo vemos de esa manera, y de alguna manera ha afectado a todos los que viven aquí, en especial pues enfocado en la comunidad migrante, a perseguir a la comunidad latina, empezando pues ya sabemos el perfil racial, no solo eso, pero también ha ignorado bastantes casos de niños abusados también, las redadas que ha hecho, la manera en que él tiene ahorita la comunidad es bastante aterrorizada. La comunidad no tiene confianza en las autoridades, no tiene confianza en la policía. Entonces se ha pedido el diálogo con Arpaio y no se ha podido también. Se han llevado diferentes protestas, tampoco nada ha funcionado. Ahorita en este momento pues es un momento un poco crítico porque 1070 está a punto de entrar y aparte los cargos que tenía él en su contra fueron removidos. Entonces creo que es importante formar una resistencia social entre diferentes culturas, no solamente las comunidades más atacadas, sino toda la gente en general, porque estamos en el mismo condado, afecta a todos, se está gastando los dineros de los impuestos de todos, no solamente de unos cuantos, sino toda la gente que contribuye al estado, al condado.
¿Qué piensas sobre, qué piensas de la voz de hip hop? ¿Qué podemos hacer nosotros?
Pues es como todo, se tienen que usar diferentes herramientas. Yo lo veo como una herramienta que nosotros como MCs podemos usar para atraer atención, para la gente que escucha la música que nosotros hacemos, para la gente que está interesada en el hip hop y que sabe lo que es el hip hop, que es resistencia y sabe que son las voces del pueblo, lo que la gente en verdad quiere expresar. Es tan importante como otras personas que ya sea hacen documentales, todos tenemos que aportar con lo que tenemos y nosotros como MCs es lo que tenemos que enfocarnos en el hip hop y tratar de llevar el mensaje de una manera que sea clara.
Tell me a little bit about your works with resisting Arpaio. Why that
Well, Arpaio, I believe, is evil and he needs to go. He has dehumanized people. He
torn families apart. He has, his jails are dangerous. People die in there. And, you know, I've experienced the jails myself and doing civil disobedience. I know firsthand just what horrible places they are. Tent City is an abomination. So there's so many reasons why this old, tired man who really should not be in office anymore, he's been there for 20 years, has to be. Absolutely. We saw Senate President Russell Pierce, who was the most powerful man in politics in Arizona. He was the de facto governor. We got him out. And it was just by people hitting the pavement and doing all the hard work. So I see no reason why we can't get rid of Arpaio too. I think it's just going to take some community activism and hard work, but it can be done.
I'm Charlie Park from Occupy Phoenix. This is Hip Hop versus Arpaio. And on November 6th, Joe's got to go.
Yo, this is B-Boy Lord Arcane 12 representing the Serafan of Mesa, Arizona. November 6th, Hip Hop versus Arpaio. Joe gots to go.
So why do you think Arpaio has to be removed from office?
He needs to be removed because he's been responsible for the failure to investigate hundreds of sex crimes, for misspending tens of millions of dollars of public money, and he's done just absolutely ridiculous things like sending Steven Seagal in a tank to a cockfighting ring, or, you know, sending deputies to Hawaii to investigate Obama's birth certificate, and all that is on our dime. So, you know, even if you support Arpaio's policy, I don't see how you're okay with him misusing your money like that.
How do you think Arpaio's impacted the community?
He's definitely impacted the community negatively. I wouldn't say a whole lot more so than just law enforcement tends to do in general, but, you know, he has been extremely divisive. He's just takes every chance he can possibly get to get his face and his voice in the media, and then of course the media, you know, cater to that and give him a platform to just, you know, he talks about it being, we need to enforce the laws, but, you know, like as I said about the hundreds of uninvestigated sex crimes, clearly his interest is not in enforcing the law, it's in, you know, gaining political points, making sure he keeps getting reelected, making sure his friends in the private prison industry keep getting paid, and yeah, so it's really not about the law, it's about you know, control of the population, and one of the main ways they do that is by dividing us, and it's really, he's sort of pitted a lot of white people who feel very entitled to living here, and that they have, you know, there's no reason their living here would be illegitimate, but then anyone brown they see, they're automatically thinking, oh, they must be here illegally, or they, you know, they're not here legitimately like I am. So yeah, he's been very divisive.
You mentioned a couple times that he's been very divisive and kind of really worked the people in terms of dividing them. So why do you think it's important that the hip-hop community in particular fights for change?
Well, one of the main reasons is hip-hop is one of the only cultures that completely, you know, there's no division between class, color, religion, and all the ways that they usually do divide us successfully. And so hip-hop really has the power to transcend all those barriers, to unite the people, and to, you know, help us take our power back, because one of the main ways they've taken our power from us is just by dividing us and keeping us disorganized.
So, if you guys could say anything to Arpaio, what would it be?
Get out of the office. Get out.
I would say, I mean, it's just the people that he's going after, you know, they're just trying to a lot of them are just here to provide for their families, for their kids. You know, they're not, that's what they're here for. And so I mean, he should prioritize the people that, you know, who have a significant felons, who are, you know, sex offenders, all that. Not regular people who are just trying to make a living. Mm-hmm. That's what I would want to emphasize. In the end, we'll win.
Say it again.
In the end, we'll win.
What you just witnessed is the Maricopa County hip-hop community standing in solidarity with one message: Joe gots to go. This hip-hop service announcement was brought to you by the people for the people. Hip-hop is not endorsed by any candidate or political party. It is our voice. It is our arts. It is our movement, because this is our community.